Alright, hi. Okay, I'm studying what it says in Sefer Midot about money. And I figured why not study it with you. The collective you. Okay, Sefer Midot from Rebbe Nachman on all the different character aspects, the traits. Money. One who ridicules his livelihood is diminished. One who ridicules his livelihood is diminished. So somehow, if we're putting people down in the wrong kind of way, not that there's a right kind of way, but somehow if we're putting people down, then that cuts our parnasa, the money that comes in. Number 2, the speech of the sages brings wealth. The speech of the sages brings wealth. Somehow hearing the direct speech of worthy people helps build our wealth. Number 3, one's wealth does not endure if one does not have mercy on others. Heavy, huh? Somehow, if we're cruel to others, it cuts into our wealth in some metaphysical way. One who stands in a test of sexual immorality will merit to gain great wealth amidst his enemies. One who stands in a test of sexual immorality will merit to gain great wealth amidst his enemies. Very mystical, huh? Somehow, if we're tested with sexual immorality and we don't fall, then among our enemies we gain great wealth. That's like reminiscent of the story of Yosef, who went down to Egypt and was tempted by Potiphar's wife. Number 5, great is work, being that God warned about it, and that a person should do some type of work. So then how come there's all these nanaks that aren't working? I don't know. We'll get to the bottom of this all. Great is work, being that God warned about it, that a person should do some type of work. Number 6, they had a problem with the translation. Number 7, a problem with the translation, but something like one who wants to become wealthy should involve himself with raising small animals in the forests. Maybe, like goats or something, sheep or goats, probably. Yeah, I don't know if any of you have worked on farms, but something about when you really get into it, you feel like there's all this abundance. You live in the city and you go and you buy like a head of kale and it costs like $5 and you feel like you can't buy a lot. Something with working right next to the source. It's very empowering in terms of feeling like there's a lot on earth. I think this real feeling of lack that we all have, it's just because all these endless international scams, everyone's scamming each other and taking advantage of each other, but the earth itself is bountiful, right? Bountiful. The amount a person spends on eating and drinking should be below his means, and he should dress according to his means, and he should honor his wife and children beyond his means. How nice is that, huh? Poverty in a man's house is harder to endure than 50 beatings, 50 blows. A man's wife does not die unless others ask him for money and he does not have it. Rough. The power that the non-Jewish nations have to steal from Israel comes from the Bible that the non-Jews study. Wow. There's a whole movement nowadays to teach Torah to non-Jews, and it's controversial. It's a controversial movement. called the Noahide movement, B'nai Noach. Number 12, wine causes poverty. Maybe he means too much drinking, but then again, Rebbe Nachman seems like he was against drinking in general. I don't know enough about it. Number 13, a man who has higher awareness in the end becomes wealthy. Yeah. Good. One who steals from his fellow man, through this he becomes impure through inappropriate spilling of seed. One who steals from his fellow man, through this he becomes impure through inappropriate spilling of seed. You can read this whole book online for free at nanach.org. nanach.org. You just go down to they have a section on books on that link. When some new understanding comes to man, it is certain that great wealth is intertwined with it. Money of Jewish people that falls into the hands of the non-Jews immediately loses its spiritual power. I have to apologize to the liberals that are with me here, because a lot of this, obviously, it's not so PC. Money of Jewish people that falls in the hands of Gentiles immediately loses its spiritual power. Number 17. One whose sons and daughters are enduring famine, through this he is spared from the judgment of burning. That is one of the 4 death sentences of the religious courts. So somehow we go through some tikkun here on earth, and it saves us from a bigger tikkun later on. I think that's the idea. That's why I guess everything that's bad that's happening to us, we're supposed to be really excited about it, because it's some kind of tikkun. Number 18. One who disregards the safeguards the rabbis established to protect the Torah becomes poor. Yeah. Number 19. One who overcomes his lust for eating merits to a pleasant home. Eat to live, don't live to eat. Number 20. A man's livelihood is harder to attain than the splitting of the Red Sea and their redemption, and twice as difficult as childbirth. Okay, so it's supposed to be hard. It's supposed to be hard because those are hard things, or would seem to be hard. Number 21. Due to a person's being appointed as the leader of a community, he becomes rich. Sounds very American in a way. You shouldn't take these Torahs the wrong way. Rebbe Nachman's very deep. I don't understand it enough, so it's you shouldn't just take it at face value. You gotta look to the bottom of it. An American would hear that and say, "Great, I want to be the head of the community, so I become rich." I don't think he's going that direction with it. Number 22. The incense burned in the temple causes wealth. Someone I know, they made they have an essential oils company, and they made oils that they took all the different oils that are used for the temple incense, and they made us like a combination with them. Is incredible smell. Number 23. A person should not imagine that someone specific curtailed his livelihood. For, quote, he who took from you will be forced to return you to your rightful place and call you by your rightful name. Yeah, a lot of the lower forms of spirituality, it's all into cursing somebody who you think did you wrong. That's not the... I don't think we're supposed to get into that so much. Number 25. Changing one's place and name are beneficial for improving livelihood. I was thinking of changing my name Changing my name to Geltmensch. Geltmensch. Gelt instead of Geltman, Geltmensch. But we haven't done it yet. Number 26. The rain is only withheld due to not giving tithes, not giving 10% of our income. Speaking slander, not speaking slander. No, the rain is only withheld if we speak slander, if we're arrogant, annulling the study of Torah. We're not studying Torah, and robbery. This runs contrary to the weatherman's report that the rain was because of barometric pressures or whatever. I mean, it doesn't run contrary. I think what we'd say here is that we could probably say all these barometric pressures are being affected by our acts here on Earth. It's not necessarily separate, you see. Science and mysticism are not necessarily separate. I mean, we think they're definitely not separate. A repair for lack of rain is increase of one's prayer. Rain and rain is associated with shefa, which is associated with bounty, like riches and downfall. Shefa, generosity from God. Through faith, livelihood is increased. It's good. Faith. So if you're like, oh my gosh, I don't know if I'm going to make enough money this month, that lack of faith is decreasing your livelihood. I think we just have to be confident. It's going to work. It's going to work. And we feel stronger, healthier. We can go forward with power. Number 29. When there's prosperity in the world, physical weaknesses are diminished. When there's prosperity in the world, physical weaknesses are diminished. That makes sense from a materialistic standpoint. There's more, people have more to take care of themselves, but this isn't always materialistic associations here. Number 30, the rain is only withheld due to those who promise to give charity and do not follow through. Woo. Number 31, mistranslation. Number 32, 3 things bring a man to poverty. One who urinates in front of his bed naked. Alright. Number 2, one who is careless in ritual hand washing. That's talking about you wash 3 times after going to the bathroom and before eating bread. And number 3, one whose wife curses him to his face. Whew. I mean, that one makes sense, right? You think of divorces, people are always fighting and going broke. The going broke helps the fighting, which helps the going broke. Number 33, giving the proper tithes, 10% of your income or whatnot, is conducive to wealth, specifically in the land of Israel. Alright, we should do it. We should be better about that. It's hard to let go of the money, you make the money, it's hard to give it out, but we all know it's good. Let's all do it. I'm receiving, if you want to give towards my Poor People's Fund, or give towards Estes Fund, I'm receiving donations for my work. 34, giving honor to the Torah and to the Shabbat is conducive to wealth. Yeah. Number 35, eating a kazayet, which is like the size of an olive. Eating a kazayet of bitter herbs is conducive to wealth. Number 36, writing a Torah scroll is conducive to attaining a livelihood. Oh, sorry, number 35, every single one of these makes sense to me according to Chinese medicine. Like bitter herbs, they cleanse out the liver, and when the liver is more open and flowing, it's a lot easier to get things done. Stagnant liver has to do with tiredness and sluggishness. Number 37, a daughter of a Kohen marrying a common Jew, or a daughter of a Torah scholar marrying an unlearned man brings him to poverty. Yeah. One of my friends once told me, in this age, I could try to. I'm not a Cohen, but I'm definitely a common Jew. That I could try to marry Cohen in this age. He said it was different. I don't know. We can't comment this time. Number 38. Joining forces with one whose fortunate hour is at hand is conducive to success. Another very American sounding one. You want to team up with the winners. Number 39. One who loves God in the midst of his eating, drinking, and other pleasures merits supporting many nations. Yeah. We shouldn't just eat like pigs. You know, certain people say, I bet the pigs love God. You know, maybe they don't. Maybe they're just being pigs. Number 40. One who despises money merits length of days. Yeah. That's what I think. I think we're supposed to be okay with money, but kind of despise it. Same thing with sex. This is my personal theory, that we're supposed to despise it. There's some teaching a true person of Torah goes into sexual relations with embarrassment and disgust. But I don't interpret that to mean we're supposed to be completely incompetent in terms of intimate relations, right? I think my spin on it is that we're with all this stuff, we're supposed to hate it. Money, sex, food, just be like, ugh. But that we're supposed to be able to do our job with it properly. We're supposed to be able to eat properly without being all in love with the food. So if you see, it's not being an Epicurean. It's not being an Epicurean, like being all in love with the senses, and it's not being like a total screwball that can't deal with anything. Somewhere in between. That's my spin. I could be wrong. Please tell me if you think I'm wrong. One who searches after treasures brings his time of death closer. Whew. Yeah, one who searches after treasures brings his time of death closer. Wow. Heavy, huh? The treasure map. One who has not repaired the sins of his youth becomes impoverished. Yeah. Yeah, and if we did a bunch of bad stuff in our youth, it makes us weak, and that weakness, it's harder to make it. It's harder to make it if we're weak, obviously. Number 43, one who exhausts himself day and night for his income and does not attain it, his repair is to bring others back in repentance. Wow. It's very lahavdil, meaning not to associate it with. There's a lot of stuff to the untrained ear sounds very Christian. Yeehaw! But you know, we have to remember they got this stuff from us, basically. Number 44, one who breaks some vessel unintentionally, it is certain that he's a sinner. Whew. Some vessel, you know, a glass or a cup or whatever. 45, one who is enthusiastic to work the land, he is certainly of no value. How un-American is that, right? We always think that the holy farmer, somehow not. One is enthusiastic to work the land, he is certainly a sinner. 46, in everything you do, ask the tzaddik to pray on your behalf. So in Breslov we have some different schools. You know, one school says the only true tzaddik to ask now is Rebbe Nachman, and then other schools follow a living person. It's a big mitloket. But Rebbe Nachman himself said there's a such thing as a moforsam shel sheker. There's a lot of famous teachers that are not that are really false. Moforsam means famous. But whatever we do, we should figure it out. Don't leave it hanging. Don't leave me hanging, man. Number 47. Constant joyfulness is conducive to success. What's not to like, right? Number 48. Dealing with the practical demands of life needs encouragement. Yeah, just to do what we have to do. a lot of like praying, a lot of the right kind of friendships. Excuse me. Number 50, through the sin of neglecting the tithe giving, profit is lost and people run after their income without attaining it. Okay, that's it, everyone. Let's do it. Let's try to give 10% at least of what we make. Give it up. Let's give it up for Rabbeinu. Number 51, rain is given in the merit of individuals and income is given in the merit of many. But an individual whose merit is great, his influence comparable to the many. Rain is given in the merit of individuals, and income is given in the merit of the many. But an individual whose merit is great has influence comparable to the many. Alright, someone's going to have to help me with what that one means, I think. Number 52, through the kiddush made over wine, rain comes and one's prayers are heard. Kiddush is on Friday nights. Make a prayer over the wine. Number 53, one who stores his father's Torah scroll in the house merits wealth. Wow. Yeah, right. Number 54, rain comes in the merit of one man, one field, and one blade of grass, and the merit of the land, kindness, and suffering. Someone will have to help me with that one too. Number 55, the rains are withheld due to idol worship, sexual immorality, and a tzaddik who was not eulogized according to the law. They didn't speak highly of him after his death, I think. And due to those who diminish the income of others. Yeah, so here's, a lot of America is built on, I'm going to get rich by putting other people down. So that's not nice. It doesn't work. It's not only nice, it doesn't work. It's not going to work. 56, through poverty one is spared from the punishment of hell. So that sounds like we're through poverty we're working out a problem through suffering. It's not really suffering. It's very Chinese medicine-ish too. If you're sick and you take really disgusting bitter herbs and you go through some big clearing that makes you feel even worse, you're working it out and then you'll feel better sooner. Number 57, through using holy names inappropriately comes poverty and death, and come even upon one who is able to protest it and does not. Wow, heavy, huh? If we're able to stop someone from doing the wrong thing and we don't, we're gonna get whacked. It's heavy, huh? Whew. Through using holy names inappropriately, there's a certain big group in the world that uses a lot of mystical teachings of Judaism and doesn't do it in the old school way, and it doesn't seem like a good thing to me in general. 58, when a man has abundant complaints against his fellow man and is silent, God brings him to judgment for it. Alright, this makes it sound like we're supposed to complain, which is a relief, right? We always feel like we're not supposed to complain, we should be holy, but here it sounds like he's saying no. You have to stand up for yourself to some extent. Number 59, when a man sees his nourishment is limited, he should give part of it to charity. Wow. Maybe he means his food, his nourishment, his food directly. I want to learn all this in the Hebrew. Because something's lost in the translation, obviously. Number 60, worry and strain over income diminishes the strength of man. How come people that are doing this right seem so happy? Because the teaching's all about kind of being a chiller. Being a chiller. Number 61, through I don't mean smoking weed. I'm against smoking weed. The term chiller, people usually think I'm not talking about smoking. No, don't smoke weed. Number 61, through sexual immorality comes poverty. Chinese medicine wise, sexual immorality, you drain your kidneys When the kidneys are weaker, you don't have as much of a drive. If you don't have a drive, you can't work as well in the world. You can't produce. Number 62. Sometimes when a tzaddik has no fortune with respect to income, opposers rise against him, and through this, he is given the income that was intended for them. Sometimes when a tzaddik has no fortune with respect to income, opposers rise against him, and through this, he is given the income that was intended for them. Sometimes when a tzaddik has no fortune, opposers rise against him, and through this he is given the income that was intended for them. Wow. It's probably easier if you look at this nanak.org online and you look this up while we go through this, because then you can read it at the same time. It's kind of confusing, these complicated ones. One who is involved with construction becomes poor. All right, not good news for the builders. One who's involved with construction becomes poor. 64. Modesty is conducive to wealth. Oh, beautiful, huh? Again, back to the kidneys. If you're connected to an immodest lifestyle, I just saw someone recently who's a big party person in Israel, and they have a lot to do with setting up these parties and running them, and they look like a complete washout, right? It's just so much immodesty, and if you're a guy, you keep losing the seed, and the more you lose the seed in an unfruitful way, like think of farming. You plant a seed, it grows. You plant it on cement, it just dies. So losing the seed for a guy to put out seed in a way that doesn't grow just drains the system. It's like throwing all your seeds on cement. Number 65. From the time that jealousy began to proliferate in the world, those who attempt to curtail the income of others also proliferated. So once upon a time in the world, there was more jealousy, and then it was simultaneously with the creation of people that crunched other people's incomes. Dark, huh? One's sustenance is diminished when one does not judge others with the benefit of the doubt. Yeah, we should love. When in doubt, be loving. Also, this happens when one mixes water with his drinks. You know, some of these are mysterious, but mark my words, not a single word is random in this book. This also happens when one mixes water with his drinks. When in doubt, just follow the advice here. 68. Also when one listens to the advice of a tempter, somebody who tempts us to do what we know isn't good for us. Also when one commits a sin in order to anger another, he becomes poor, and the world does not believe him that he's poor. Interesting, huh? Yeah, you know when you do something bad to get someone else angry, it's not a good habit. Not a good habit. Number 70. One who deals with impure names and witchcraft becomes poor. Oh, interesting, huh? It's a long story, but I was working with someone recently who's dealing with psychic powers, and it got me curious, and I went and looked at all these websites of real successful psychics. I felt sick afterwards. Just all this psychic power and impure psychic power and trying to make a lot of money, but you feel like it's all something wrong going on. It's not going to go the right way. Fascinating stuff to me. It's just something blech. Impure names, meaning, Torah looks at impure names pretty much anything outside the Torah, the names of the Hindu gods, the names of the Buddhist bodhisattvas. I don't know if I should even say that. All these different shamanic names people invoke. Stay away. Beware. Number 72, when some shame comes upon a person, it's an omen of poverty. Shame. What does that mean? I don't know. Somehow the shame, the shame's connected with the poverty or something. One who despises money, he is guided from above in the way he should go. Yeah. Most of these get-rich books, even the Jewish ones, don't talk about despising money. One who despises money. Sometimes poverty comes in the place of the death of Kares. I think that means being cut off from God. Excuse me. So in other words, if we're having a hard time, it's good. Not that we should just wallow in it, but we shouldn't. When life knocks us down, we shouldn't be bummed about it. That's like in it's like a sacrifice. We're working something off. We should be happy about it, and then get up and do our best. That's my spin. Number 75. A poor person suffers the confusion of a drunkard. Whew. So it sounds like he's not saying it's good to be poor. It's just we have to go through it sometimes. Through fraud, one becomes impoverished. 77. One who conducts his affairs in haste with an unsettled mind falls into debt. Yeah, slow down, do it right. Number 78. One who curtails the livelihood of another is as if he murdered him. Wow. So if we don't want to help someone else, okay. We probably should anyways, but at the very least, don't do anything ever to ruin someone's livelihood. Number 79. A man should always hold fast to the estate of his forefathers and not sell it or exchange it. Interesting, huh? Number 80. One who lusts after money falls from his level. Yeah, a lot of these get-rich, New Age things, to me it sounds like lusting after money. Just so excited to make money. I mean, I don't think that's the Ikar. You see the difference? Rebbe seems to be saying, yeah, he's positive to be successful in livelihood, but there's some difference between this whole obsession with money. Like that book, The Secret, it seems like you just kind of obsess about it in some lustful kind of way. Number 81. Through apostasy comes poverty. Apostasy is like disbelief in God, this kind of thing. Number 82. One who is poor should strive to provide food to those who search for God. How cool is that? Yeah, there's a lot of people who are like, they drop out of the system and they just go for it. And it's apparently really good for us to help those people that are they're not doing the 9 to 5 on purpose. They're just prioritizing, like connecting directly to God. And a lot of people think they're bums, but a lot of people think they're bums, but yeah, because they'll live like a bum on purpose. But they're really trying to connect to God straight on and not get distracted by all this mishigas. So if we give food to them, that's a special thing for us. If we're poor. Number 83. Faith is good for one's livelihood. Chinese medicine, faith makes the pancreas stronger. Someone with a strong pancreas has more faith. Number 84. Pain in the eyes is an omen for poverty. What does that mean, an omen for poverty? A sign that you're going to be poor or something. I don't understand enough. Number 85. Through submission, a man's livestock increases. Submission to higher good things. A man's livestock increases. That means his cattle and stuff, right? Number 86. Through giving charity, one merits to a livelihood. Number 87, one who gives money to sorcerers causes his livelihood will be dependent on a Gentile household. Yeah, for me, a lot of these non-Jewish psychics are basically some kind of sorcery. And causes his livelihood to be dependent on a Gentile household, a non-Jewish household. Alright, liberals, go easy on me here. Number 88, the words of a tzaddik bring income. So these are the words of a tzaddik. These are Rebbe Nachman's words. Number 89, depression causes loss of income. Yeah. Number 90, through giving charity you will have expansion. Number 91, an excess of sleep brings one to poverty. Number 92, one who involves himself in Torah and charity merits wealth. Number 94, blessings only rest within the house of a man for the sake of the honor he gives to his wife. Wow, how beautiful is that? Blessings only rest within the house of a man for the sake of the honor he gives to his wife. Oh. Yeah, I went to someone's house yesterday. The minute I walked in there, you could just feel there was peace in the home. You just feel it right away. Just feel it clear as day, right? It's just a husband and wife love each other. It's good. Just feel it within seconds. All right. To be continued sometime. I don't know about this YouTube channel here. I might take it away. So I guess watch them while you can. It's a whole thought process behind this, but the end thought is I don't know about this. We'll see. And I'm still not married. I still have that $5,000 up there to whoever introduces me to somebody new that I marry. And I don't know how long I'll keep it up there. It does seem like a weird thing, right? I've definitely gotten a lot more strange introductions, it seems like, since I put that up. But I don't mind that. I don't mind going to meet people. I'm really glad, very honored to meet someone, even if it's a crazy shidduch. And the last idea from Rebbe Nachman from today is that fits in with this whole holistic kind of thing is he talks about talking to your body. He talked about it in terms of sin, like if you overeat all the time, to talk to your hand and say, hand, please don't keep feeding me too much. It's a crazy creative idea. Okay, you can call me at any hour. I love being in touch with everyone, and you can email me, geltman@jerusalemhealth.net. The website's jerusalemhealth.net. Thanks for everything. We'll be in touch.